Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's a very special edition of the JR Sport Brief podcast. It's the week leading up to the Super Bowl, and we have tons of podcasts lined up for this week. One every single day with a different Hall of Famer, a different Pro Bowl player, right here on the JR Sport Brief podcast on CBS Play.it. We're talking about Jerry Rice. I'm talking about Tim Brown from the Raiders. The McCourty twins actively in the NFL right now. You got one twin up in New England. You have another twin playing in Tennessee. Randall Cobb of the Green Bay Packers. Derek Brooks, Hall of Famer. Ronnie Lott, Hall of Famer. 49ers legend. Things are packed. You do not want to miss an interview. You don't want to miss a podcast. So make sure you subscribe to JR Sport Brief. It's the podcast. Make sure you check it out on Play.it. And make sure you also keep up. It's San Francisco. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the United States. It's one of the most beautiful cities on earth. And you can check out all of my photos on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, all over my social media. Everything is JR Sport Brief. But first, we got a Hall of Famer getting things started right now in a few seconds. He played for the Buffalo Bills. He went to 4 Super Bowls. He's a Hall of Famer. He just won it in 2014. And we talk about his Hall of Fame ring. Those 4 playoff experiences or Super Bowl experiences with the Bills. We talk about his yellow jacket. Who's going to win the upcoming Super Bowl in a few days between the Panthers and the Broncos. And then talk a little bit about social media. And for someone who is a Bills legend, we could not talk about or forget the Bills. It's my main man, Andre Reed. So the next voice you hear is going to be me introducing Andre Reed. Make sure you subscribe to the JR Sport Brief podcast. Don't miss out on those other interviews, people. Yeah, listen, it's me and Andre.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at Play.it.
So Super Bowl 50 out here in San Francisco, and I happen to be sitting down with a Hall of Famer, someone who was inducted in the year 2014. He was a 7-time Pro Bowler for the Buffalo Bills, and he went to 4 Super Bowls with those guys in the early 90s and the late 80s. It's my main man, Andre Reed, rocking that beautiful jacket that I'm putting on Instagram so people can see this.
Oh, yeah, you got to do it, man. There's only 295 of them. Actually, there's about 170 of them.
And we got
living guys that can wear them.
And we got more coming this week.
We got 8. We probably got 8 guys. I would think 8 guys will go in this week. Yeah.
So how do you feel about running around in that jacket? I know you get stopped everywhere that you go. I know you wear special occasions. What's up?
Exactly. And I really don't, people would say, well, I'd wear that everywhere I went. Well, that's, I would like to do that, but I don't. It's only at functions and, of course, Super Bowls and things like that, and being in the public eye. I feel, pretty blessed to have something like this and to be in that fraternity.
And it's, I think you'd be pretty corny if you just ran around in the
every day like that, it'd just be a little bit too selfish. And as much as we all want to be selfish at times, I only bring this out on those kind of occasions where, I'm either with other players or I'm doing, a speaking engagement or I'm somewhere doing something else. I'm just not going to wear it, like go to the golf course and wear it. Or
it's kind of tacky.
Or like go to the gym and wear it. I mean, that's not going to be.
That's kind of tacky. Well,
there's a place for it.
You got that jacket. Now is the place for it. This entire week. This is something that you've lived through 4 times as a player.
Right.
How was that experience? We all know the teams got here yesterday. How was that experience that whole week leading up to everything?
Well, and I said this before. I was up on the CBS stage up there a little while ago, about a half hour ago. Is now it's 2 weeks. They used to have 1 week in between the championship game and the Super Bowl. So it was harder for 1 week because you got to get everything, tickets and get your family straight in the hotels and get your friends. I mean, our coach always said, you know what, get that out of the way first. And so nobody, if you don't get a ticket or whatever, you just get that out of the way first because we're here to play a game. And when you have 2 weeks, you have time to do that.
Is it a distraction, all of the outside circumstances?
It's a big distraction. There's no doubt about it that in 25 years since I played in the Super Bowl, it's always a big spectacle, always a big media thing. But, of course, with the way the media is now, to me, it's the biggest media day and media event in the country.
Yeah, the NFL even moved the entire media day into prime time to capitalize off of it.
Yep.
So many oddballs are watching. How did you prepare? How did you kind of insulate yourself so you can go out and play without people tapping you on the shoulder every 5 minutes?
Well, I think I just really kept in perspective on what the task at hand was. Of, you play in this game. You got to enjoy it. There's no doubt about it. To be on this stage, you have to enjoy what it means and enjoy what the Super Bowl experience means. I mean, there's a lot of great things that go on Super Bowl week. As a player, it's a little different than as a fan. You're a fan here. It's the parties, it's the all the other stuff that happens outside. As a player, you're not like, you don't see no players down here and all that. They have their own media days. And then, once Tuesday, Wednesday comes around, it's time to go to work and game plan for the game. So I'm sure the coaches know, especially there's probably a lot of first-timers here on Carolina and Denver.
Yep.
And, it's up to the coach to keep those guys grounded. And they're going to have a day off or two here and there, but they got to know why they're here.
And it's two teams on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you want to look at it that way, especially in regards to the quarterbacks. You have Cam Newton. We all know he's getting a lot of attention. His style, he's young.
Exactly.
You have Peyton Manning. This is going to be his 4th Super Bowl. He won one. He's old sage. He may be on his way out of the door. What words would you give to a Cam Newton or any of those players, those first-tier guys?
I think you enjoy it, number one. You enjoy the experience. You remember why you got there. And you remember the whole year, that what it took to get there and the camaraderie that your team had. Because one person can't do it, even though it seemed like Cam had the whole team on his back all year. They don't get to the Super Bowl without him playing well, without the defense playing well. But, of course, the quarterback is going to get the most accolades about it. So, and then on the other side, Peyton Manning, I mean, it's his, if he wanted to go out in any way, this is the way to go out, play in the Super Bowl, win, and retire.
Who do you think is going to win the matchup, my man?
I'm really not a predictor of games. This team's going to win because it is. People have asked me all day.
Week.
So I think Carolina wins it. And I said 27-24 or 30-27. I think it's going to be a field goal.
A field goal is going to decide the game.
A field goal decide the game.
I mean, you were talking about Cam Newton putting the whole team on his back, man. He's big as a linebacker, just rolling through everybody. He's different than the quarterbacks that you played with and saw on the opposite side of the field. What, from your opinion, makes this dude so special?
I think he's just a confident guy. And all the things that he's done this year, and then even in the past. Last year they were in the playoffs. They had that division was really bad last year. The year before, he had a down year. It was his sophomore year.
And he grew up.
And it was like, yo, man, you got to be the face of this franchise. You got to be the leader, and you got to be able to take the good with the bad. The great ones know how to do that and move on and get ready for the next game or next season. And I think he's taken a step. I give a lot of credit to Ron Rivera, the head coach, of a guy that played in the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl with the Bears back in the day. And I think he's really, told those guys what the experience is about. And, winning one and what it means. Because, again, you may never be down this road again.
I hear you. Now, you've been 4 years. You've obviously had a Hall of Fame career. We all know that. And in this year, what are you up to? I know you have the foundation. I know you still do a lot in Pennsylvania, where you're from, up in Buffalo. What's going on with you?
Well, my foundation is the most important thing to me. I've been doing it for about 7 years now. My own golf tournament. We're expanding into doing different things. I'm supporting other guys' charities and their charitable giving. I got 2 kids that are in college, so that's always a grind with that. And just really enjoying life and doing a lot of speaking engagements, a lot of different things. I did some coaching for 2 years. I was with the Chiefs 3 years ago in training camp. I was with the Bills last year.
Well, before you move on, can you teach me how to properly catch football?
Exactly. The catch, it's the catch now is a big old thesaurus. It's like a big book on what a catch is now.
I think I may be too late in the game, but I think there may be a future. I could screech out another 10 or 15 years, I think, as a slot wide receiver.
Yeah.
Can you impart some of your skills on me?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course. No doubt about it.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and I, coaching this NFLPA Collegiate Bowl every year, a lot of draftable, hopeful guys want to get drafted and get to the combine. I've been doing it for 4 years now, and the satisfaction with that is not only you're teaching them about the game, but what's after the game, and if you don't make it and things don't go the way you should, the way you think they should, to keep everything in perspective and know that put your best foot forward, and you go on and move on in life. But it's gratifying to see 3 or 4 guys that you coach in the league now.
Well, you're talking about putting your best foot forward. That's something that your former team looks like they're trying to do right now with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
This past year, we all know was a disappointment. It seemed like everything you read there was infighting here, infighting there.
Well,
how do they get back to where they were when you played?
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Whoa. I don't mean necessarily four in a row.
No, I'm just saying this they don't have that kind of players. They don't have those kind of players. Of course, I'm biased. I mean, you don't have a Bruce Smith there.
Right. Wrecking everybody.
I mean, Mario Williams is a good player, but he's not Bruce. The quarterback situation, there's no Jim Kelly.
Right.
Sammy Watkins could be me, definitely. I think he's comparable.
A little cocky.
Well,
cocky
it's every kid to a certain point. LaShawn and Thurman Thomas, I mean, they're 2 different backs. But I think the main thing is there's not a core there. There's not a core of guys that can step up and be, not saying they're not leaders, but that you can always turn to every game.
Right.
Through the good, the bad, whatever, the ugly. There's got to be a guy on that team you can look to and talk to about things. And I don't see anybody really stepping up for them.
So you think that the group that Rex Ryan is leading right now is not going to be that group, or Rex Ryan is even that guy to kind of take them back to those AFC title games?
Time is
ticking.
It's ticking.
I think it's ticking on him too, and he's only been there for a year so far.
Yeah, so it's time will tell if that's the case, but it's all about winning football games, and no matter who's the coach and the players, you got to go out there and win football games.
Right, and we all know at this time of year, that's not the only thing that time is ticking on. I'm looking at my watch, I'm looking at my phone, and we are not too far away from Valentine's Day.
Yes,
it's time to show love and be special.
We got the K Jeweler rings here, the Ring of Excellence. It's every Hall of Famer is going to get one.
Right.
The guys going in this year, in the fall they get their Hall of Fame ring, and Kay has done a great job of being the provider of the Ring of Excellence for the Hall of Fame. It's a great relationship they've had the last 3 years and will continue. And not only does Kay, do the Hall of Fame rings, but they do a great job in their stores. I mean, it's the #1 jewelry store in the country, and we have to sing the jingle, because if I don't, somebody's going to be a little perturbed if I don't.
You got to sing the jingle?
Got to sing the K Jewelers jingle, man. Every kiss begins with K.
What, in tandem, or do I have to do it too?
Yeah, I'm gonna sing it first, and then you sing it.
Easy, go.
All right, ready?
Wait.
Every kiss begins with K.
Okay, now I get the words, but I wanted to make sure we had it low, and then you
slow and low.
Rock
that
and
is
roll.
The tempo.
Rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Andre Reed. Every kiss begins with K. Hit it. There you go.
Every kiss begins with K.
Oh, you think we got a new...
Man, you can't fade me.
What is this, a new... You Isley? Are you going to step in the wrong spot? I don't know what Andre Reed is.
She was looking at me to see if I can do it good.
See, it's my turn. We have K representatives over the shoulder.
Yes, they are checking it out, man.
This is JR's turn. It's very smooth and simple here.
Yeah, I think.
Every kiss begins with K.
There you go, man. There you go.
I learned from a Hall of Famer sitting.
That's right. So go to K.com and get your significant lady or your wife or whoever it is, man. Your sister, your daughter, somebody you love. Go to K Jewelers, go to K.com and check out their stash, man. It's really good stuff.
That's important, whoever it is, because nowadays you love everybody.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah, and I can, I'll play that back, and I probably thought I sounded good, but I didn't. But
nah, you sound awesome.
Anyway.
Where can people keep up with you?
They can follow me on Twitter at Andre Reed _83, and Instagram's the same thing. I don't have Snapchat because I don't believe. It's not that I don't believe in that, but I'm just like, Snapchat.
Listen, some things are overkill.
Yeah. That's overkill.
I do Snapchat for work. People can look at what we just did right here on Snapchat.
Yeah.
But I'm not Snapchatting my whole life. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to do there all day and chronicleize that. I mean, it's just Twitter and Instagram. Facebook, you can just look up my name. I'm really not on Facebook as much as I'm on Twitter and and Instagram more than anything.
It's good. It doesn't matter. You're a Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Andre Reed. It's JR. It's the JR Sport Brief Podcast. It's Super Bowl 50 on CBS. It's the JR Sport Brief Podcast. Bye, Andre. Say bye to the people.
All right. Thanks for having me on, man. I had a great time. We can talk about anything anytime you want me to.
I got to get me one of those ones.
I don't know if I'm going to get one.
I got to buy one off the black market.
Yeah, exactly. No, you ain't going to find it, bro.
I got to make one in the Canal Street in New York.
Yeah,
I can only get the ring at K.
That's the only place you can get it.
Okay. All right.
And actually, you got to have this jacket, too. And
if you guys want to see the jacket that Mr. Reed is sporting, you guys check out my Instagram, JR Sport Brief. And I got to get me one of those. You guys stay tuned. Subscribe to the podcast. We got hot podcasts and guests all week long. The JR Sport Brief Podcast. Check out my Instagram.